Hello, my cookies. Welcome to Russell Cooks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today, I'm doing a poêlée of cod with leeks, kind of a mustard sauce. Poêlée is essentially you sear something and then you kind of poach it or braise it. You cook it in a moist cooking environment. And that's essentially what we're going to do with this cod. This is weeknight friendly. It's super simple, kind of old school French, which is what I love. And it's packed with just simple, good flavors. Let's get started. First things first, we got to gather our ingredients. I have a slab of cod here. You can get this in different pieces. You can get a whole fillet. I'm going to try and use this whole fillet. But you essentially want between 24 and let's say 32 ounces. So upwards of 2 pounds of cod. You can use halibut or haddock. Just make sure the thickness is about an inch. You don't want anything too thin. Some leeks, lemon, parsley, butter, Dijon, dry white wine. Sauvignon Blanc here is fantastic. I have a really nice Sancerre that I'm going to be drinking along while eating this. I love Sancerre. I feel like it's a lot more consistent in terms of flavor, where Sauvignon Blancs can be kind of like all over the place. Tends to be a little bit more expensive, but I love it. Now that we've gathered our ingredients, look at this. Let's get cooking. There's like nothing. There's nothing to do. It's gonna be easy. It's all technique. Let's start with our leeks. We gotta slice these up relatively thin. We're gonna have them, slice them up thin, wash them, and get going here. We'll do a 1/2 inch. Thoroughly wash, rinse. Get them clean. No one wants grit. We got our leeks. Let's let them drain. I'm just gonna cut up a little bit of parsley here. This is gonna be a finisher, so just want to get it out of the way before I trim up my fish. We're going to do some lemon slices as well as lemon juice. I'm just going to slice up 1 whole lemon here. And I can use an extra lemon for the lemon juice I need. For the butter, I'm going to be using 8 tablespoons, an entire stick. I'm going to throw that into my pan over here. You can absolutely use a 12-inch nonstick skillet. I have a square kind of roasting pan that I'm going to be using. This is fine too. Now I'm going to heat this up over low heat. Just want it to start to melt. As soon as it's fully melted, I'm going to get the fish in. Now let's just trim this up a little bit. We got a little nodule here. You can use this for other stuff. And also trim this side here, especially this over here. I guess it's easier to see flipping it over, but just the end here. Now this is skinless, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to transfer. Skin on fish will be a little bit easier and better. It's going to season it up with about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. If you're using kosher, increase it to maybe 3/4 teaspoon. All right, I'm just going to speed this up, melt it a little bit quicker. When we sear it, we're not going to really be going for browning. That's not our goal here. So now I'm going to put my fish in flesh side down, skin side up. Just barely. So now we're going to cook it gently. This is over low heat. It's going to take maybe 2 to 4 minutes. The butter is actually going to be the thing that tells us our fish is getting close. It's going to start turning brown. Perfect. We'll get our fish out. We'll get our leeks in. We're getting some browning on the butter. This is great. I'm going to take the fish out. I'm going to try and flip it over here. Oh, this might be a 2 spatula guy. Starting to brown. Perfect. Our leeks go in. Our mustard goes in. Leeks. Medium heat. 2 to 4 minutes. Mustard. Let's do 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. All right, so again, you're just going to saute these leeks until they've begun to soften. It doesn't have to be perfectly soft because we're going to be putting our fish back on top of them. We're going to continue cooking it until the fish is done. So 2 to 4 minutes here, medium heat. Let's also put, let's say, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt in here. Perfect. We got softened leeks. They're not fully cooked. I'm going to add 3/4 to a cup of wine here. Let me make sure it's good. That's good. Do a little simmer. Let's get our fish in. Hopefully I don't muck this up. I want it raw side down here. I drop the heat to low. I'm going to cover and I'm going to cook until the fish is cooked through, and that's going to take upwards of 10 to 15 minutes. Once your fish has temped out, again, you want it to hit around 135, 140. Hopefully you have skin on fillets, so it's easier to get out. Again, I put in 1 big fillet. You can cut these up into more manageable pieces. I just want to do it all at once. Let's get it out. And then we got to finish our sauce. Here we go. We got our beautifully white fish. We got our braised leeks. Let's get back over here. Let's make this sauce. You're pretty much going to want to cook it to what's called nappe, and that means on the back of a serving spoon. You can run a finger through the sauce and it will keep that finger swipe, if you will. That's the texture you're going for here. All right, cranking that heat. We're getting there. Oh, it smells so good. You know what? I am going to squeeze a little bit of lemon in there. Perfect. Maybe half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. We're good. We're leaving ribbons in the pan. That means we're right there with our texture. About 2/3 a cup of sauce. You can strain it if you want the leeks out. I'm not bothered. That's it. You're done. Beautiful leeks, beautiful fish, a little bit of a sauce here. Pour over top. You know what? I'll individually pour it on my plate here. Get some leeks. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of this sauce. Don't forget our parsley. All right, here goes. So juicy, it almost melts in your mouth. The fish is just so gently cooked through. It's fantastic. You get a little bit of that wine, a little bit of that mustard, a little bit of that leek, a little bit of that lemon. It just all is together. Really a lot of flavor depth for not a lot of flavors. The leeks, the mustard, the wine. Get a little bit of that parsley, it's nice. Adds a little bit of freshness. The lemon adds a little bit of that pop. Makes everything bright, makes everything shine. Oh, this is good. This is good. Look at this. Flakes apart, but it still holds. It's not mushy. It's not too tight. Look at how it kind of glistens. Very, very tender, very moist. That's that poêlée cooking method. It's simple. You can do this for a family of 5. You can do this for cooking for 2. Just get the, scale the amount of leeks, scale the amount of fish, scale the amount of everything, and you got yourself a meal that you could cook for the whole family or just a date. It's easy. Serve it with a little bit of rice if you want. I don't even think you need it. You got enough leeks. There's some veg. You got a lean protein with your fish, You got enough fat. That butter adds the richness to this lean protein. It's all balanced. It's delicious. You get the acidity from the wine and the lemon. Everything. It's just so good. I really appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you saw, don't forget you can check me out on YouTube, Twitch. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.